Hello again, interwebs. I return to talk about comical type books. And look, it's semi-neat again. Ooh, you never know what the tide will do. To the back room here, Famous Faces and Funnies. I'm Sebastian. You can't see Big Sexy Dave. He's behind the camera. But he does have thumbs, and we can prove that. Evolution's been good to him. This is the glory that is FFF, and the show is on the G2. See, we got the Famous Faces and Funnies, we got the Gunna Geek. It's all very clever, except for the clever part. It's just very. So let's review some books here on F3G2. We're going to start out with FQ. Future Quest, Hanna-Barbera Future Quest. So good. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for a comic like this to come into my store. So Jeff Parker doing the writing, and Evan Doc Shaner on art, along with Steve the Dude Rude on 7 pages in the middle there. Crazy, right? It is crazy, because that's awesome. Anywho, it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful book. It's
so much goodness.
All of the Hanna-Barbera
action
shows coming together in to start out Florida, home of the Us.
Friggin' Everglades.
Because it's where Howard the Duck came to Earth, and it's where the Man-Thing and the Swamp Thing both patrol. So naturally, it makes sense that it's also where, Space Ghost is going to pop out of murky water. Because he does. There's only one tiny bit of concern. What's his name? Tundro. We're hoping that Tundro is a species. Because otherwise we may have our first fallen and our hard sweep for one of our favorite weird Herculoid monster things. But this was so good. If you've ever seen those shows, this is amazing. If you haven't seen those shows, what the hell, people? Also, this is still amazing, because you don't need to see the shows to get the amazingosity of this. Amazing. I mean, look at this group of characters. Plus, I know people like to give Dan DiDio a hard time, but having read the interviews, I know that Dan DiDio is the reason that the Impossibles are in there. Okay? The Impossibles don't actually show up this issue, but the Impossibles, Coily Man, Fluid Man, and Multi-Man. I used to love that show and all its weird sound effects. And they're the ones that they had to reinvent them to look as if Alex Toth had designed them like he had designed everybody else, because they looked far more Flintstone Jetsons-esque Hanna-Barbera animation than Actionverse. But there they are, and it makes me happy. This book, so good. Civil War II #0, actually better than I thought. Starts out with She-Hulk defending a costume supervillain named Jester, who hadn't done anything. Well, he'd been arrested multiple times before, but he honestly hadn't done anything this time, and was arrested for being in a bar discussing things that he'd done in the past that he'd already been arrested for, but they got him in on entrapment. And She-Hulk's all about setting the tone for, we know that eventually, and by the end of this issue, we have an Inhuman who can see the future, and setting the tone that you can't punish people for crap they haven't done yet. Otherwise, it becomes
Minority Report.
Minority Report, yeah. That's what I was trying to remember the name of. But, so She-Hulk's whole, she defends him. But alas, he's found guilty. And then 2 other inmates pick a fight with him, and the guard shoots him instead of them, because, he's the costume supervillain. The hell with him. He's called the Jester. So, and they're like, what? And she's like, pissed. But meanwhile, on a college campus, a guy is about to ask this girl out when the Terrigen mists come, and that guy and that girl are both engulfed in the mists. when he comes out, he is able to see into the future. When she comes out, she is a gargoyle thing and just roars and flies away. So I guess the date is out. She's a lot easier to, she's closer. She's not as far out of his league anymore physically. Because she was crazy hot when she went in and she came out kind of a monster. A lot like my first marriage. But no wings.
And a kid.
Kid doesn't have wings either. But yeah, this is off to a good start. It did the right. Also, interesting potential turn of events for Rhodey. He's not. He's doing a lot better than movieverse Rhodey. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
All new Wolverine. I love this book. If I mentioned that I love this book, I love the X-23 Wolverine. I love her little sidekick, the clone of herself, Gabby, and I love Jonathan the Wolverine, who is actually a Wolverine named Jonathan. Apparently, my pal George Marston, who writes for Newsarama, doesn't read this book because he was talking about, he did the Newsarama does that, what we learned about the Marvel solicits for him, and he was talking about the all new Wolverine book. He goes, it features all new Wolverine and Gabby and someone called Jonathan the Wolverine. He's right there on the cover, and if you read the book, you know who Jonathan the Wolverine is. He's the Wolverine that Squirrel Girl brought over as a gift, because Squirrel Girl. But Shield comes in and they need her to. It's like remember in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade when they're like trying to get Indy to go look for, hey, we have this quest, we need you to do it. He's like, yeah, I should have gotten, the last person went missing. He goes, well, you should have got my father. That's more his thing. Like, last person was your father. And he's like, what? Well, they come and they're like, look, we need you to do this thing. And she's like, well, it's really more, Logan's thing. And she's like, well, we got old man Logan and he's missing. And she's like, what? And then they find out that the reason things are missing are, someone has weaponized, as Gabby calls it, Fin Fang pheromone. Yes, it's a can of goo that when you open it up, it smells like, what the hell is that? And it just attracts a really randy Fin Fang Foom. There is actually a line in here when Fin Fang Foom is attacking the Helicarrier, in which Gabby describes it so eloquently as...
I'm just thinking back to Next Wave.
So, this is like when a giant rampaging lizard and a flying aircraft carrier love each other very much. And, but then she realizes where Wolverine has disappeared to. And she's like, I'm gonna go get him. And, spoiler, last page image of...
Oops.
Jumping down Fin Fang Foom's gullet. I love that book. International Iron Man. I was loving the new Invincible Iron Man. Now I'm liking the new Invincible Iron Man. I'm liking this. That's it keeps flashing back between young Tony's past with this mysterious stranger who, by bizarre coincidence, is going to turn out to be involved with who Tony's real dad is. It's okay.
Really?
I like the art. It's Jorge Jimenez. Peter Tomasi tries to this story. Every time I get excited about Rebirth, which I keep getting excited about, this story, I keep thinking, why are they doing this? This seems so weird way to shoehorn this into. I don't know what's happening. I know what's happening, but so far I'm not feeling it, and it concerns me. Astonishing Ant-Man is like the best heist issue ever. And,
number?
Astonishing Ant-Man number 8. Nick Spencer is really good at the heist stuff. I loved The Fix. I loved Superior Foes of Spider-Man. But this is great. Even I don't know who Brent Schoonover is, but as guest artists go, I'll take it. All great thing is Ant-Man puts together his team of like E and F list villains to go do. So your next issue, you got like an Ocean's 11, like Ant-Man's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Ant-Man 7. You know, could have one more and gone for like I don't know.
You just put a thought in my head. I want to see Ocean's 11 versus MODOK's 11. Or MODOK, was it MODOK's 12?
Yeah, I'll see Ant-Man's 11 versus MODOK's 11. That'd be Uncanny Avengers. Ultron Pym combo shows up. He may not be as stable as he thinks he is. Rogue confronts Gambit. Gambit wears a knit cap and looks like a douche. Gambit is a douche. Never liked Gambit. The book was good.
One book.
X Factor. Only
Yeah.
X Factor. Old Man Logan, number 6. Old Man Logan pulls the ultimate time-traveling sin in trying to prevent the tragedy he went through. He's created the tragedy he's gone through. Oh, Old Man Logan, you've been an X-Men for how long? You'd think time travel fuck-ups would be beyond. Spider-Man. Spider-Man number 4. Yankee commits an unforgivable crime. He tells the new student that that Miles is Spider-Man. But he tells the new student because, and now there's a new student at school, the famous X-Men, Goldballs. And he just invited him to room with them in the dorm. So we're going to have the new Spider-Man and Goldballs team. Oh, I'm so happy. I am so fucking happy. If this Spider-Man, if Miles wasn't already an Avenger, I would be on the phone with Carl Marlene and saying, this is what we're pitching to Marvel. These are my new warriors. Goldballs, Speedball, Ultimate Spidey,
King,
Vance Astro, and Rage. Boom, done, team, made. Beautiful. Then we can add in we'll make up a new Inhuman chick. Boom, done, team.
there you go.
The Sixth Gun is getting so close to over that I'm sad because it is so good. Get to see some different sides of some of the characters. This is number 49. Different sides of some of the characters we've seen so long. A better understanding still of how Sinclair fits back into this. And the return of Bill John, because when you're in the land of the dead, dead people can be there because land of the dead. Number 1. When I got this, my thought was, what the actual fuck is this? Because I don't pay any attention when I order things sometimes.
Never do.
But then I saw the words Gene Ha, and that was all I needed to know. It's suddenly I'm like, I don't know what it is. I don't remember what the hell it is. But I know why I ordered it. Because Gene Ha. And I was right to do so. While I can't tell if it's just what he does digitally with the coloring or if this whole thing is... It's got that weird... it's like a cross between Gene Ha art, cartoon art, and that weird 90s 3D effect that they just learned how to do digitally. It makes me think of like Batman the something. There was a digital Batman digital hardcover that I remember having. It came out in like late 80s or 90s, early 90s. But anywho, sort of video gamey in look and feel, but the idea is that there's this girl, these two sisters. One sister has been missing for a while. She's run away, but she hasn't just run away. She's found a portal where she's been going on all these adventures in various magical kingdoms, and now she's back, but some of the things have come through and are a problem in Earth, and our adventures begin. May is the sister of the, here's the girl who came back from the magical world. There's one of the strange beasties. There's one of the guys we meet in the issue. And there's May with getting ready to throw a bottle of Sierra Mist at some nastiness. Martian Manhunter, number 12. The last issue before we see eventually, I guess, what our Martian Manhunter Reborn will be like. But this was so good. Such a powerful ending that ties this well. It ends this story so well. I love this story, but it sets it up. There's a nice clean slate for you can pick up Martian Manhunter and go wherever you want with him after this. It's just so well done. Sinestro, always playing the long game, always up to something, but at the moment actually helping Thanagar. Is he helping Thanagar in a way that's going to be helping him in the long run?
Oh, yeah.
Of course he is. And he may have to go back and face, once again, that which is known as the Parallax entity. So, sometimes you do what you got to do. But, rings for you. It's like Oprah. Ring for you, you get a ring, everybody gets a ring.
Parallax was his trained puppy at this point.
It was, but then he had to let it go. And now he's got to go recapture it. Or he might, because Robin, Son of Batman, is almost over, making me sad. I'm hoping that when they do the new Super Sons book, that they keep Maya, formerly known as Nobody, around as a supporting cast. I like her. I don't know what they're going to do with Goliath. I like him too. Even though it was definitely an odd addition into the Bat world. But, what are you going to do? Titans Hunt, number 8. Ends this nicely, setting up for the Titans Rebirth book. The Titans now remember, to an extent, that they were the Titans. They don't necessarily remember all of the details of when they hung out in the first place, but they remember enough to know that they did. Paul Pelletier, I love his art. Also, two weird things. One, well, we'll start with the minor one first, and then we'll move to the big ooh-la-la. One, there's a scene here, I don't know if this is a retcon, this is part of New 52, or if it's just, maybe Dan Abnett didn't read a lot of the old Titans characters before jumping on this, but at one point Hawk is tearing into the bad guy, Mr. Twister, because as he remembers, he's like, I'm Hawk, your claws are deep in me, controlling me, but you killed Don, I remember now, you wanted us to remember, and I do. You killed Dove, and I hate you so much for that, it makes your control worthless. And then he yells, you killed my best friend. I'm like, excuse me, he was your brother. So, why are you yelling, you killed my best friend? That was your brother? Are they not brothers anymore? I don't know. Also, Nightwing, being, the detective-y guy, pieces together, wait a minute. 5 years ago, Twister got control of 10 Teen Titans. So he's like, so we forgot stuff deliberately. Even Lilith, and she's the one who helped us forget. I don't think we've remembered everything. Back then, there were 10 of us. This time around, Dawn took the place of Dove, of the Dove who died. But do the math. Who was Karen Duncan a replacement for? And they're like, folks, looks like a real big storm coming in over the bay. And they're like, a Twister? And he's like, no, sir, just a regular storm. Thunder and lightning, it's almost here. And that makes me wonder, is there room for the original Wally in all of this? Maybe. William Gibson's Archangel. William Gibson, you know him, you love him. He writes the books that hurt your little head when you try and read them. All sorts of sci-fi. Anywho, this president's son goes back in time after having had surgery to look like his own grandfather. When he gets there, his grandfather, who would have died shortly thereafter of lung cancer from smoking, he just has him killed, and he takes his place. It's the 40s. Nobody really knows DNA from there. They can't figure out it's not him. But now there's all this World War II espionage going on, and a team sent back to stop the president's son's plan, because basically they've already fucked up the world through, war and whatever. Now they're going back basically to give them make sure that they get to do the things they want to do and try and give themselves a second chance to fuck up the world all over again, as one of our protagonists puts it. So it's a time traveling shot at true world domination, and those who thwart it. Already wrapping your head around that.
Head
Fun.
hurt.
The Black Road, a Magnus the Black mystery. 2, Daughter of Rome. I don't know if there's any earlier Magnus the Black stuff. I don't. But this is like Viking-y mystery revenge tale. Really well done. This is like
sounds cool.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a Viking mystery revenge tale. It was good. I liked the first issue. Again, another one of those things that when it came in, I was like, I ordered this? What the hell is this? Actually, what I meant to say is, what the fuck is this? And I read it, I'm like, oh, this is good. So I got the second one. I was like, oh, I did order more of these. Or they put me in the computer for it. Whatever. But it's good. So I read it, and I liked it. Here's to you. I'll go drink a can of jelly beans. And I'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching another video from Gonna Geek. If you like geeky stuff, check out our podcast network, our news and articles, and our community forums. You can find it all at GonnaGeek.com, like us at Facebook.com/GonnaGeek, tweet us at GonnaGeek, subscribe to our YouTube channel at YouTube.com/GonnaGeek, and check out our live programming at GonnaGeek.com/live.